Good morning to you. Jacksonville Sheriff TK Waters addressing the community for the first time since releasing body cam video showing that violent traffic stop. It came a few hours after protesters rallied outside of the federal courthouse downtown demanding those answers. Dante Swan was known for his big heart and deep love for his family, but on May 15th, violence met him at his front yard. Developing this morning, we now know the name of the man killed in a hit and run in an Arlington Walgreens parking lot. This flooding is no joke. I mean, you can see that one side of this road is completely closed, and we showed you that BMW earlier, the one you see here that is partially submerged. You said that the Bridge of Lions is a completely different beast when it comes to wind gusts, so you all are handling that differently.
Absolutely. Interest rates have been high.
I'm telling you, that's why I'm riding my little Nissan Sentra till the wheels fall off. It's 10 years old, but that's okay. Shows about 13 spaces are available, so just keep that in mind. All is good in the neighborhood here in both directions and across our area as well. These tire tracks tell the story. Neighbors here say it's been an issue for decades, and they've called on the county to stop this driving on the beach. The Florida-Georgia line 95 South, to be exact, if you plan on traveling southbound, this is going to be an issue for you. You see the flashing lights off in the distance. A couple of lanes are blocked here. This billboard of my cousin Gabriel that's also asking for answers surrounding his death is painful for my family to see, but also something his mother Rose hopes encourages someone to come forward. Students get firsthand experience like riding in vehicles like this bucket truck to see what workers do on the job every single day. Just 2 feet of water can lift and move a car, even an SUV. So that is why we have this tire here. Initially, this area, this wall right here, was filled with concrete pillars here. Those have been tossed around, destroyed from the wind and its impacts. Down, up, down, up. Someone's telling me not to open an umbrella indoors.
Bad luck.
Whoa, and I did it. Now, that shooting happened in the Magnolia Gardens area at the Vista Landing Apartments on Cleveland Road. So let's get right to News4Jax reporter Brianna Brownlee. Bree, you just heard from investigators. Brianna, thank you. It looks like there's still an active scene behind her as well. We'll continue to follow that breaking story. Meantime, Jacksonville Mayor Donna Deegan is now sharing her thoughts on the city's new immigration bill. I have a synthetic protective braid style in right now. Right. Should people be concerned?
Give me a good spiral.
Oh, she got it.
Oh, nothing but net. Good afternoon, and thanks so much for joining us at noon. I'm Amanda DeVoe. That pattern of weather appears to be sticking around, so let's bring in meteorologist Katie Garner. I know, Katie, you have a timeline of what people can expect. Jacksonville is among the top cities in the country where potential home buyers are backing out of the sale. News4Jax reporter Aaron Farrar tells us buyers are finding better deals. Covering Clay County, a man says he was jailed for a DUI he didn't commit and had more than $1,000 stolen from him. The arrest happened last September in Orange Park. The Clay County Sheriff's Office fired one of the deputies involved, saying the deputy failed a polygraph test about that missing cash. Attorney Dan Faraday is representing the man and says they are planning to sue. The Clay County Sheriff's Office says it holds deputies to the highest standards, and this probationary deputy failed to meet those standards. Covering Georgia now, where an inmate on the run takes deputies on a wild multi-state chase, crashing into a power pole and bursting into flames after being tased. And now he's in the hospital and facing even more charges. Former Florida Congressman David Jolly is hitting the road across the state, building support for his run for governor. Jolly served in Congress from 2014 to 2017 as a Republican, but now he's running as a Democrat. News4Jax anchor Janice Harris sat down with him to talk about the switch and what's driving his campaign. JSO is renewing its call for help in a deadly hit and run. 53-year-old retired Air Force veteran Robbie Roberts was hit while walking in the Hillcrest neighborhood last October, and the driver still hasn't been found. Here's surveillance video of the suspect's car. JSO says the driver left the scene heading east on Normandy Boulevard. Investigators believe that car is a Nissan Juke or a similar model. Anyone with information can call Crime Stoppers for a reward and remain anonymous. That number is 866-845-8888. tips.
Amanda, neighbors say they have tried everything.
Yeah, they say this fight goes beyond beach driving. It's about protecting a historic Black beach community and the legacy it was built on, recreation and relaxation without humiliation. But with cars still allowed to drive on the sand, neighbors say that vision isn't being honored. And after decades of asking for change, they're now taking that fight to the courtroom. For 35 years, Mark Dawkins has called American Beach home. A quiet, historic stretch of coastline where neighbors know each other and generations have come to enjoy the sun, the sand, and the sense of community. And it's Black history here in the area.
It is Black history, yes. Founded by A.L. Lewis, the first Black millionaire, Afro-American life insurance company. I mean, the history of American Beach goes without saying. It is a hidden gem.
He says living here has been a joy, but lately that joy has been clouded by frustration. Dawkins says beach driving has been a long-standing issue during the entire time he's lived here. He says it continues to pose safety risks for families and threatens the fragile habitat of endangered sea turtles.
We just want the same protection that everyone else has.
Dawkins points out that a 1989 law banned beach driving in both Summer Beach and Amelia Island Resort, but still allowed it on American Beach. And he says that is unfair.
Let our dunes rebuild after storms like everyone else's dunes are allowed to build. Let our sea turtles benefit from not having driving and people running over them.
Pam Buncombe feels the same way.
I'm a walker. I walk the beach constantly in the mornings, and I'll see little baby turtles or turtles run over.
Dawkins and Buncombe, members of the nonprofit Save Historic American Beach, say constant beach driving is wearing down dunes already weakened by Hurricanes Ian and Nicole, leaving their homes more vulnerable to future storms.
We've had enough as a neighborhood because we are the only residential community here in Nassau County that has a drive-on access to the beach, and that shouldn't be.
They also believe the deeper issue may lie in the beach's very identity, a place founded by Black Americans as a refuge during segregation when they were barred from other beaches in the area. They worry that history is part of the reason their concerns are being ignored. Do you think that race is a factor here?
Race is definitely a factor. I mean, my family has owned property here since 1990. We have been asking the county to stop beach driving at American Beach since 1990.
In response, the group sent a formal notice of intent to the county, accusing officials of violating the Endangered Species Act, and sent a picture of a dead loggerhead hatchling as proof the problem exists. They also brought in a coastal scientist to assess the damage. Her analysis compared the dunes at American Beach to those on nearby stretches where driving isn't allowed, and the results were clear. Vehicle traffic is not only harming wildlife, but actively preventing the dunes from recovering.
We want people to use the beach. We just don't want them to drive on the beach because it is a residential neighborhood. And there are kids and families that want to use this beach. Anytime you have the cars and trucks out here, those families are at danger.
These tire tracks tell the story. Neighbors here say it's been an issue for decades, and they've called on the county to stop this driving on the beach. However, they say after years of not getting any answers, they had no choice but to take legal action. County leaders say they can't comment because of pending litigation, but News4Jax obtained their attorney's response, and they're pushing back hard. They call the accusations baseless, saying the evidence isn't enough to prove a violation of the Endangered Species Act, and points to that 1989 law that allows beach access and parking specifically on American Beach. They also note that beach driving has been happening there for nearly a century, and for now, it's here to stay. As we're talking,
Yes, right.
SUV driving right on by.
Exactly.
And that's what you want to stop.
That's what we want to stop.
For Dawkins and his neighbors, it's not just about beach access. They say it's about being treated fairly and keeping their community safe.
The county should just do the right thing and protect us like they protect everyone else, and we wouldn't have to go to court over this issue.
Ring with the harmonies of
It's a cry for freedom, born right here in Jacksonville. Lift Every Voice and Sing still rises. And 125 years later, the world is being reminded where it began. It's a song that has echoed through the hearts and minds of generations. With passion in every note, Lift Every Voice and Sing was born right here in Jacksonville's La Villa neighborhood. The words, penned by James Weldon Johnson. The music, composed by his brother, J. Rosamond Johnson.
This song is so important for us to understand and respect each other. It's so important that we have a deeper understanding of who we are and what we are.
Local historian Sharon Kuhn has spent nearly 3 decades making sure this powerful song, now known around the world, is recognized for where it began. From city-backed programs to poetry contests and the push for statewide recognition of the Johnson brothers, her passion for the lyrics and their local roots runs deep.
This is the center, this is the hub of Lift Every Voice and Sing Jacksonville. And we wanted Jacksonville to understand that too, because there's still a lot of people in Jacksonville do not know James Weldon Johnson. In fact, not only that, they don't know the song, Lift Every Voice and Sing.
Helping shine a light on that history is Lloyd Washington, president of the Durkeeville Historical Society. He says the song was written in honor of President Abraham Lincoln's birthday. But the words didn't come together in a studio or grand hall. They took shape right at home in a quiet moment of genius between 2 brothers back in 1900.
It was written on the front porch, between the front porch and the front room, because Rosamond with the piano was in the front room and James Weldon Johnson was pacing on the front porch, and they sort of passed information through the window to each other.
In those lyrics, the brothers honored the freedom their ancestors gained through Lincoln while giving voice to pain, perseverance, and hope, even as they lived under the weight of Jim Crow. Words that still stir the soul today. What part of the song brings that emotion out of you?
Stormy the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died.
On February 12, 1900, those words were first heard in Jacksonville, sung by 500 students at the Stanton School, where James was principal. Over the decades, the song became known as the Black National Anthem and the official song of the NAACP. It was sung in the streets during civil rights marches of the 1960s and echoed through the Black Lives Matter demonstrations in the 2020s. It's been heard in stadiums across the country, sung in churches and schools. It was even recited as a prayer during the inauguration of America's first Black president.
God of our weary years, God of our silent tears.
I take comfort in the fact that the song is still resonant with people.
Milani Edwards is the last living relative of the Johnson brothers, the great-granddaughter of Rosamond. What message would you share with the world as we reflect on the 125th anniversary of this song?
On the one hand, I would say that it's unfortunate that the song is still necessary and it resonates with people. A lot of progress has been made in a lot of areas, but we can't count on that as a people. You know, Black history is literally being erased and scrubbed.
As Edwards carries the legacy forward, others have worked to make sure the place where it all began is no longer forgotten. Washington spent nearly 2 decades fighting to reclaim the Johnson family's story and the land it was written on. What had once become an empty, overlooked lot used for parking is now Lift Every Voice and Sing Park. How does that make you feel when you think about it? People are using the site where so much history was created as a parking spot for the circus and football games.
Lack of knowledge. You talk to a lot of groups here, they didn't have a clue. So it's just a matter of education, letting people know that, hey, they lived here, they worked here, and they did a lot for the community here.
A statue of the Johnson brothers now stands with pride on the very ground where their family home once stood. Just steps away, a replica of that home and a stage invite the community not only to remember, but to feel the music just as the brothers once did. As Kuhn reflects on the words that have carried generations through struggle and triumph, she's reminded that the song isn't just about history, it's about healing.
Always keep a positive attitude regardless of what the situation is. When things become too much, just breathe. When you feel the stress coming, just breathe.
And that's what the song helps you do.
Yes. It helps me to breathe.
125 years later, the words born in Jacksonville endure. A hymn of hope etched into history.